Wizard.
We are here at the 10th awards ceremony. So I'm told it was started in 2014. So I want to congratulate us all for keeping this up for 10 years. It is a good step. I also want to congratulate our farmers. I want to congratulate our staff members who are this year receiving awards in various categories. Working hard is something to be proud of. And once you work hard, often you have the opportunity to yield some rewards. And we at the Ministry and the Department of Agriculture would like to congratulate you. And that is why we continue to put this event on, because we believe our farmers, our fishers, our staff who continue to work hard must be recognized. And through that recognition, we're hoping that it is an inspiration to other farmers, other staff members to continue to do well.
This evening is a special evening for all of us. And it's an evening especially to you farmers, fishers, and staff. And this award ceremony, and for those also who would have contributed to the sector of agriculture over the years, some would have contributed almost 43 years in terms of service to the sector. And we do commend you for the efforts that you would have put out over the years. This award ceremony, it's a small token from the Department of Agriculture, just to say thank you for the work that you have been doing. But being awarded doesn't necessarily mean we're at the point where we wish to get. There's still a lot more we have to do. There's still a lot more. Farmers, there's still a lot more food we have to plant. When we look at our importation, it is still significant. And it means that the people of Nevis is yearning for more local food. Our livestock farmers, our people are yearning for more meat. Our abattoir is still underutilized. I'm asking that we have to make some improvements in terms of the way we manage our animals and the way in which we treat the whole system of agriculture, but to look at it as a business. We understand that there are challenges, and we do understand. And the department and ministry stands firmly with you to ensure that we're able to meet our goals and targets. To our staff, you have worked hard throughout the year. Some of you probably wonder, why me? Why not Tom? And there are some others who probably wonder, why not me? Again, what we would have done is to look at the contribution that you would have done within the year. And we applaud you for the efforts that you would have put out within the year. Let this award ceremony for you be a stepping stone to do better. Let it be a model where other staff can actually emulate your efforts. But as I said, there's still a lot more to be done. I say good evening to our patron, Mrs. Valerie Hendrickson and Mr. Hendrickson. And they themselves would have contributed significantly to the agriculture sector, primarily in the agro-processing area. There will be a section within the awards for the vote of thanks. But I just want to highlight something. The prices that you're receiving today, majority of the prices came from the private sector. And it wasn't difficult when we actually reached out to the private sector and explained to the private sector what is it we're doing. They were more than happy to jump on board. Even if you look at our partners from Caribbean Chemicals. They were happy to journey to be here. And that shows the confidence that they have within the sector of agriculture. So we who are here, we have to have confidence in ourselves. Thank you.
It is such a pleasure, such a privilege, such an honor to be here for this activity this evening to show solidarity with our workers, with our farmers, with some of our partners, some of our collaborators. Of course, this is part of Agriculture Awareness Month. And I am proud because Agriculture Awareness Month was started when I was the permanent secretary. And this is our 10th year of hosting Agriculture Awareness Month. And of course, it's hosted in the month of May. And normally in the month of May, we are still on a high. We are normally still on a high from our excellent activity that we normally have in the month of March. And that is our Agri Expo, which was formerly the Agriculture Open Day. It has grown so tremendously over the years that it is now the Agri Expo. And so we were on a high from March. And now we are here in the month of May to celebrate everything agriculture. And part of that celebrating of everything agriculture includes recognizing and honoring our staff members, recognizing and honoring our farmers, our fishermen, our patron, the persons who would have done well during the Agri Expo. And it is very important that we honor and we recognize these individuals. Of course, it is extremely important that we honor and we recognize our workers, our staff, because the staff, they are the ones who are at the front line all the time. They are the ones who interact with the farmers, the fishermen, the livestock farmers, crop farmers, the supermarkets, and so on. And so it is important that we recognize the work, the excellent work that our staff members are doing. And it may seem like something simple when you receive an award, but it shows that we at the Ministry and the Department of Agriculture, we honor you and we recognize what you're doing. We want to tell you that what you're doing is important. It is important to the island of Nevis, and it is important to the agricultural sector. Of course, as I indicated, we are also honoring some of our farmers and fishers. And that goes without saying, because as I often say, the business of agriculture, I believe, I have the strong conviction, is in fact the most important sector in the development of any island. Because unless people eat, you cannot function. Unless people eat, you cannot function. And so, of course, all of the other professions are important, but I will always make the plug that agriculture will outweigh all of them. And so our farmers and our fishermen, they are the ones who are putting food on our table. They are the ones who are ensuring that we're eating healthier foods. We are all aware that what we grow here in Nevis far exceeds in terms of quality what we get from overseas. And so we cannot underestimate the work that our farmers are doing. We cannot underestimate what our fishermen are doing. We recognize how hard you work, how risky the business of fishing is, and you are the ones who continue to put protein on our table. And so it is important that we recognize our farmers, our fishers, those who have been our collaborators, our partners, and the Department and the Ministry of Agriculture. We are very pleased and we are very delighted to be able to recognize you. I want to heartily congratulate all who will receive awards tonight. And I want us all to recognize that not only those who are receiving awards are important, but all of us in the sector are important. So for the workers, if you're not receiving an award tonight, it doesn't diminish the work that you're doing. If you're a farmer or you're a fisherman and you don't receive an award tonight, it in no way diminishes what you're doing. We are all in this together. We are all in this food security and food sovereignty drive together. And so I want to heartily congratulate all who will receive awards tonight. And I would encourage you to continue the hard work. Nevis is on an excellent path where agriculture is concerned. We have made some giant strides over the years, and I'm confident that with all of us working together, our staff members, the farmers, the fishermen, our allied agencies, people like Caribbean Chemicals, we will continue to make an excellent contribution to the economy of this beautiful island of Nevis. There is no turning back, farmers and fishermen. There is no turning back, agriculture staff. We are on an excellent path. We are on the right track. Agriculture is certainly moving in the right direction, and that contributes to Nevis moving in the right direction. So let us all continue to work together, hand in hand, as we continue to move this sector forward, and as we continue to move the beautiful island of Nevis forward. Heartiest congratulations to all, and let me also commend all who have been a part of putting this, what I would call, exquisite and extravagant evening together. You deserve it. You have worked hard over the years, you have worked hard for the past months, and you all deserve it. Thank you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, and let us keep up the camaraderie. Thank you.
Okay, our first awardee, Livestock Farm of the Year 2023, Miss Idris Morton. She receives medication valued at $500 from the veterinary division, veterinary services valued at $300, a chainsaw, cutlass, maul hoe, shovel from the Department of Agriculture, and $200 gas from Delta. Secondly, our Crop Farmer for the Year 2023, Mr. Godwin Brown. He receives a Dynamo electric sprayer, 25 kg of elixir fertilizer, 50-gram bag of sweet robin watermelon seeds, a 10-gram pack of deli, a 20-gram pack of factor watermelon seeds, 20-gram of Sheba watermelon seeds, 70 liters of hot-timed Caribbean Chemicals and Agencies, $1,240 worth of seedlings from the Department of Agriculture, 10 bags of fertilizer, $500 worth of services from the Small Farm Equipment Pool, and 1 month free service from Flow. These gentlemen are making the presentation on behalf of their company, so we think, having traveled so far, you know, they deserve at least a picture. Up next, we're recognizing the farmer with the most throughput to the Lawrence and Perry Agricultural Depot for 2023, and that person is Mr. Donald Daniel. Mr. Daniel receives $300 worth of services from the Small Farm Equipment Pool, seeds valued at $500 from the Lawrence and Perry Agricultural Depot, 5 bags of fertilizer from the Department of Agriculture, and $675 worth of pesticides from Marketing Arm International. Now, the farmer with the most throughput at the abattoir for 2023. That person is Mr. Horatius Jones. Mr. Jones receives medication and veterinary services valued at $500 from the veterinary division, exemption from slaughtering fees valued at $300 from the abattoir, and $200 worth of services from the small farm equipment pool. So he's a farmer in his spare time. I think he does a sewage. I don't know which one is the main job, really, but, okay, so he does both. We now move to our greenhouse farm of the year for 2023. That person is Mr. McLevin Truss. Mr. Truss receives CP3 knapsack sprayer and 100 feet of hose and nozzle from TBC Nevis Limited, 8 hours of backhoe or excavator services from the Department of Agriculture, a post-hole digger from the Department of Agriculture, $600 worth of pesticides from the Lansing Prairie Agricultural Depot, and 1 month free service from Flow.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Our Fisher of the Year for 2023 is Mr. Lester Richards. Mr. Richards receives 3 cases of outboard motor oil from Salt EC Limited, 1 raincoat and 1 coil of rope, 3/8 rope from the Marine Resources Department, 1 spool fishing line and 1 pack of hooks from Department of Marine Resources, $200 worth of supplies and 1 month free ice from the Nevis Fishermen Corp, 1 roll of fish pot wire from the Department of Marine Resources. We now recognize the fisher with the most throughput through the fisheries complex for 2023. His name is Marco Taeda. He receives 3 cases of outboard motor oil, 1 spool of fishing line and 1 pack of hooks, and $200 worth of supplies from the Nevis Fishermen's Co-op. We now move to recognizing our retirees from the Department Ministry of Agriculture. We have Mr. Sinclair Williams, who would have done 10 years. From our Department of Marine Resources and Nevis Fishermen's Co-op, Rosalind Brown, 16 years. We have Mr. Merville Liebert, 16 years. Our next retiree, honoree, Ms. Yvette Rollins, 20 years. We have Ms. Shirley Levine, 24 years. Our next retiree honoree, Gwendolyn Lawrence, 43 years. We also want to recognize for her very long service, Ms. Rosalind Cranston, 43 years. food baskets for those retirees because of the very long time they would have spent in agriculture. Our next awardee, and we want to recognize Mr. James David. He would have contributed some 17 years in agriculture and over 37 in total to the Nevis Island administration.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to our retirees from the veterinary division, Terence Brown. Our next awardee, staff, Maddens from the Maddens Stock Farm, Roshane Brown. Our next awardee from Marketing Division, Kelva Liber. From our Extension Division, Miss Heidi Tyson. From our agro-processing unit, Alexia Powell. From our propagation unit, Tamara Mills. From our Department of Marine Resources, Kezanik Dor. From the New River Estate, Cardella Brown. From our Potworks Estate, Petum Kistu. From the Prospect Estate, Carlan Thomas. From the Indian Castle Estate, we have Sheldon Harper. From our Case Bay Estate, we have Tilat Harry. From the Small Farm Equipment Pool Unit, Mr. Mario Liber. There were some competitions during our Agri Expo, so we now provide those results. But first, we have to give a special plaque to our patron. So, Mr. Minister, you will present a special plaque to our patron. This one is sponsored by Malcolm Revolutionary Designs. Well, Mrs. Hendrickson, don't go too far. You have another one, because we have the best agro-processing booth was won by Valerie Hendrickson. The best vegetable booth, Mr. McLevin Trust. Our best ornamental booth, Jermaine Bartlett. Best art and craft booth, Nevis Craft House. Best skin and hair care booth, April Shadderton, Carib Organics. Best division exhibit, veterinary division. Finally, the division of the year. There's a wonderful cup over here. I think we can bring it forward now. The cup goes to, I am told it was a very close competition, and the results, I think, by what, millimeters? Edging out. 1.3 millimeters. The cup goes to quarantine division.